Now, a Canterbury mother of an 8-month-old who is too young to be immunised against measles is calling anti-vaxxers the ugliest form of privilege. George Cullen says she's angry people would choose to put others at risk.
I have a sister who works in third world countries, and she spends her days surrounded by people who are desperate and fighting for the opportunity for their children to be vaccinated. And to see us on the other side of the world behaving in this manner is just the ugliest form of privilege. We are one generation removed from being exposed to an epidemic. Our parents lived through polio. Some of them were homeschooled as a precaution. And I just feel, where do people draw the line when they think that they know more than people who have devoted their entire lives to being experts in a field? Would they argue with a neurosurgeon or an aircraft engineer? Why do they think they know better? And why are they putting people in this scenario, people who have had bone marrow transplants and babies who can't be vaccinated yet and pregnant women who run the risk of early labour and losing their babies? It just absolutely infuriates me like nothing else at the moment.
So your baby Margot is 8 months old, so too young to have her vaccinations.
Yeah.
So do you feel you can go out and about, or?
It's an interesting question. My husband said to me yesterday before he left the house, he said, have you thought about where you can go and what you can do? And I had. It has crossed my mind. And even picking up, I have a 4-year-old, and picking her up from kindy and all those sorts of things, all of those things are really at the forefront of my mind. Who's holding my baby? Where is she? And when I read the other day, this morning I believe, that 2 metres is how close you need to be for a 90% chance of getting measles if you are unimmunised. And that to me is just terrifying, because 2 metres is, you would think that you would be far enough away from a person.
So do you feel that people who have chosen not to have their kids vaccinated are putting your child at risk?
100%. And I just feel like when I immunise my children, I make the decision to not only protect them, but to protect people who are not in a position to protect themselves. So what makes them feel like that my children and those vulnerable people are not worth making that same effort for? We're getting advice on you can rush your immunisation. So I have a niece who isn't quite 4 years old, and she got a call from the doctor today to be taken off the waiting list, and she was rushed in because they were like, we have the vaccination, we have a time slot, in you come, we can give it to you now. So I also have a girlfriend whose baby is not quite 15 months, and he had his first vaccination a couple of months early, and that's what the doctors are telling us, get in now. But some places there's a 3-week waiting list.
And for Margot's just too young?
Yep, Margot is just too young. And yeah, that's really scary and unfair, to be honest.